What is up, y'all? And welcome back to another episode of Chronicles of a Virgo Podcast. And as usual, I'm your favorite Virgo host, Shakita Johnson. And happy Wednesday, y'all. Hope everyone's day and week and month, because we're still in the beginning of the month. Hope your month is off to a lovely start. Hope you guys are continuing to thrive and prosper in 2024. And if your year or your month may have started off a little rocky, just know that you got time, baby. You got time to have a shift in your life in the right direction that you want things to play out. Okay. So if you're someone that's struggling, not having a good day, you need a shift in your energy. Just know that your girl is pushing out positive love and some good vibes to you because you deserve it. All right. So again, thank you guys for joining me back for another episode. And I'm sorry, y'all, but we don't got no guest today because it is solo dolo. All right. You got to hear from me and me. All right. And hopefully I don't keep y'all too long because it's been some time since we had one of these one-on-one solo conversations. All right. And we got some things to get into. So, first and foremost, we have to start with our mental health check. How are we feeling today? How are we feeling? Is our mind and body and soul in alignment? Are we thriving through our mental health? Are we sitting in our shit to figure out what's going on? How are we feeling? So, if you are joining Chronicles of Virgo for the first time, first and foremost, hello. We do these mental health checks every single week on the show, but I hope you guys are doing them every day in your real life. And this is a way for us to check in with ourselves and be intentional about checking in and be intentional about trying to figure out what's going on and problem solve to put a plan in action to handle things, right? So we rate our mental health on a scale of 1 to 5, 5 being that you are in a great space. Okay. And that can look like many things for many people. And one being, I'm not feeling the best, but I am managing, but I also have a lot of room for pouring. Okay. So today, on a scale of 1 to 5, my mental health is a 5. Yes. And I have been getting a lot of them between 4.5 to a 5. And I've been embracing them. Some days I may go from a 5 to a 2 and I sit with it and I embrace it all and try to figure out why the drop. Or if it's like a 1, I try to figure out why am I starting off here. I have learned to embrace these feelings. And the same way that I like to indulge in snacks sometime and Twizzlers, I indulge in my feelings to really feel it, not at a 25 or 50%, but 100% to see if, okay, is this just a moment of passing or is something else happening and I need to properly address it? You know, I had the opportunity last month to go to an event called Feng Shui for Self Love. And I learned so many different ways to tap in with my own energy and my own awareness, but also how to be more intentional about checking in and having that dialogue with myself and to be directed to the proper clarity that I need to continue to function healthy, but also if something needs to be done, how am I supposed to do it without having the clarity and the answers? So let's do it together, okay? Whether you're watching me on YouTube or you're just listening, wherever you are, except if you are driving or operating a machine, please by all means do not do this until later, okay? Just sit right now, put both your hands on your heart, all right? And close your eyes for just a second and just feel how your body is feeling. Do you have any tension anywhere in your body? Is anything tense? How's your head? Is your chest pounding? How does your body feel? Okay. And I'm only going to speed this up a little bit just for the purposes of the show, but just really feel how you're feeling right now. And if you have some discomfort, if something doesn't feel right, if something is tingling somewhere, right? I need you to ask yourself, what does this mean for me? God, universe, whatever your higher belief is, what are you trying to tell me? What are you trying to show me right now? Just feel how you're feeling, sit in it. It may not feel the best, but that's okay. We are indulging 100% in this, okay? And then release, take a deep breath in, hold, and let it out, okay? Now, with doing something like this, you have to be open to receive whatever it is that's going to be guided your way. And whatever is going to come your way is going to be the answers or the clarity that you need to figure out what's the deeper cause of how you're feeling, and maybe a solution to help you problem solve to get through it, right? That's on one point of the clarity that you'll receive. Or B, for me recently, what it's been is nothing. You may not receive anything because it's just a moment in time that passes by. And sometimes with time, it's just a bad feeling. And it doesn't necessarily mean, or it doesn't necessarily need a label. But when that happens, it's easier to redirect yourself and just pick yourself up and move forward, and not try to take a situation and make it a problem. Have you ever been reading something or listening to a podcast and someone's been talking about something bad that happened to them or an experience, and you're like, oh my God, this resonates with me so well that it makes you feel shitty about something about yourself? Now, that's not to say that you don't listen to people things or watch things and you have never lived the experience, right? Or it doesn't resonate for a good reason. But you don't always have to put labels on things and make them something if they're not at that moment. Hope that makes sense, because that was definitely me. In the beginning stages of my healing journey, every single time I seen something, I heard something, I felt like there's more work that needs to be done. Yes, it is. But sometimes in that moment, it is okay to just be. It is okay to just be. It's okay not to address 110,000 things at the same time. It's okay to just be. All right. So I know I rambled a little bit, but I hope that may have helped someone. But overall, we're going to continue to do these mental health checks. We're going to continue to check in with ourselves. We're going to continue to get our hearts and our minds in alignment, because when one is off, they're all off, and we can be all type of messed up. Okay. So my hopes is that someone out there that's listening right now will be able to do this more and get the clarity and answers that you need, or move right along, because that's just a moment in time. Okay. So yeah, enough of my ramble. Um, your girl was down in the beginning of February. That's why you did not hear from me by myself. Okay. I had to divert the whole season, and it's okay because thank God for batch recording. But yes, I quit whatever this random virus is that's going around. I tested, well, no, I didn't. Hold up. Let me not say that. I tested for COVID and the flu, RSV, everything was coming back negative, but I felt horrible. I looked horrible. And then I had two swollen eyes because I had a double eye infection. So I was just not in good graces. Okay. And I was on all these different medications and things. Some of them I may not have taken because, yeah, but it was a struggle. And even one week, I didn't put out an episode last month because I just couldn't physically get myself together because I was just so fatigued and just so out. And shout out to Willie from the Things About Us podcast. He said, hey fam, you good? He came in my DMs making sure I was okay because that episode did not drop when, when it was supposed to. He wasn't the only one with some other people, but like just random listeners and stuff. So shout out to all of y'all. Shout out to everybody that checked in on me um these last couple weeks, because my presence on social media has been like so up and down, but it is what it is. But yeah, your girl was just not feeling the best. So if you are dealing with some type of immune system issue, please continue to take your vitamins, your supplements, and protect yourself and your family, all of those things, because it is scary out here enough, but your health is so, so precious. So precious. And I would not want any of y'all to get whatever the hell I had. Okay. Because that was not a happy time. And I've had COVID before, and that was horrible. And I really felt like I had it again. But yeah, your girl was feeling good. My eyes are healed up. If you're watching on YouTube, you see I'm eyes open, all of those lovely things. It took longer for that part to heal, but I'm doing wonderful. I've been able to actually get back into my working out. I've been able to go running. The weather is starting to change. Thank God. Hopefully we ease into spring because I'm sick of the rain, snow, all that. We just want sunshine and warmth. That's all. Okay. So yeah, while I was out, or whatever, some things happened, came down the pipeline for Chronicles of a Virgo podcast. And I didn't want to post them on social media at the time because I wanted to speak on them first. And then I just wanted to acknowledge you guys. So since we are here, let's get into them. So, yes, I do have some notes because I wanted to stay on track and not keep y'all long. So, two things happened. Well, technically, two and a half, three, but they were like major milestones. And I told y'all a couple months ago, every milestone in this year, we're celebrating it. We're going to celebrate ourselves for how we feel, feeling good, feeling great, whatever. If something great happens on your platform, celebrate it. We're just going to celebrate it because when December of this year roll around, we're going to look back and be like, we had a phenomenal year. Even if you didn't step foot out of your state or go on vacation, you have all these other lists of things and accomplishments that you achieve because we're going to achieve everything. Okay. So the first thing, this was major for me because I found this out when I was sitting at my desk at work and I almost flipped the desk with excitement. And everyone's like looking like, are you all right? So I got notification that Chronicles of a Virgo podcast hit the Apple charts in Honduras. Like it's like so surreal saying it. Like Chronicles of a Virgo podcast was on the Apple charts in Honduras. So not in one, but two categories. So the show was featured in the self-improvement category at number 19, as well as the education category for number 41. I didn't even know this was possible. Like I've been still trying to figure out like these analytics and all of these different platforms and all of these different things. Sometimes I don't even pay attention because it's so much, right? And I'm the only person that's looking this stuff up and doing like the work. But I seen that email and I was like, hold up, let me send this out to check, make sure it's legit. And yeah, so shout out to all of you guys and girls in Honduras that's keeping me on first of all, they even got me on the charts, but keeping me on the charts. Like I am like lost for words, but I'm filled with so much gratitude because I didn't even know that that was possible. So I appreciate you guys for listening and tapping in with me because like yeah, I'm so humble. I'm so grateful for that. The second thing was, well, I actually updated this. So last month, every month for YouTube, we get analytics for like the views and things. So last month, for the month of February, I think we were at like 12,500 views when the report came out. And as of March the 2nd, Chronicles of Virgo podcast on YouTube. Make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel. Okay. We hit 15,000 views. Y'all, that is freaking phenomenal. And I think right now I'm sitting at 145 subscribers. Like, I love it. I love it. And then we get weekly analytic checks, and my analytics are just like soaring every freaking week. And I'm just so grateful. I thank God first and foremost for the opportunity to even have all of these platforms, right? But I thank all of you guys for continuing to tap in, to listen to all of the episodes and watch the videos to its full extent because those things do matter. Liking the videos, we can't even see who likes the videos or even watch, right? But I'm just so grateful for each like, each view, all of those things, each subscription to the page. Even if it's on the audio side, I'm just grateful for all of it because you guys can be listening to anybody else ramble, anybody else talk about personal development, mental health, all these things, but you tap in with me weekly or daily. And it really does mean so much to me. And you're sharing them. Because I saw that with the report that came out in the year. You're sharing the episodes and all of those things. So again, from the bottom of my big heart, thank you so freaking much. Like I'm still getting chills like talking about all this. And there's another platform. I can't think of the name right now. I forgot to write it on my little handy dandy sheet. Um, but I think like out of like 500 or so podcasts, Chronicles of a Virgo was featured at 243 on that list. And I'm like, whoa, out of 500? Like, and I looked at the name and it's like some of your major mainstream shows. I'm like, that was just like, man, God, you doing your big one, okay? To me, this is what standing on business means because like I'm doing things and it's showing up in my reality. And y'all don't understand how much I affirm over these platforms and I affirm to my guests and just different things. And like we're making a difference because at the end of the day, Like I said in my first episode of this new season, this ain't about me, baby. This is not about me. This is about God instilling me with the messages and the wisdom and to pour out to people that need them, and for my guests to share, to use their voice, how they're standing in their power from all the pain and experiences that they have experienced, as a way to help each and every one of you guys that's listening, or help someone else that you may share the episode with. So, however it comes full circle, I'm just grateful to be the face of this platform. And I'm grateful again, and I will say this until my mouth runs dry, that you guys take a liking to me and the work that I'm doing, and just how I'm managing to continue to push these messages out. So, hope you guys continue to stick around. And again, if you're not subscribed to the YouTube channel, please, please, please go subscribe. Don't forget to like. If you're watching me on YouTube now, like this video. Okay. Leave me a little comment, whatever. So yeah, those things happen. And then something major happened on March the 1st. And it's so funny because someone had to remind me how I had just tweeted and posted this specific quote, and I don't have it with me right now, but I had wrote something, as y'all know I be just putting out messages, and then I put it out on the 29th, and then on the 1st this major thing came down the pipeline. I can't share it just yet, right? But I did post on social media that something that I needed to happen finally happened, and I was just so grateful, and I was like, God is so good. And even though I did not specifically say what that thing was, if you know me or you have like personal rapport with me, then you probably already DM'd or text or called, and I've done told you because I trust you, right? But within the next few weeks, I will openly talk about what it was, and I will tell you guys how this came full circle. Because you ever be scrolling through TikTok, Instagram, whatever, and you see people telling their stories about how God changed their life or elevated them, or just these blessings that happen, and you're like, damn, I wish I had a story like this. Or I wish something like that happened to me. And I had that moment on March the 1st. Okay. And when I tell y'all this story, like I told it to somebody already, and literally I just got chills. They got chills. It was just so beautiful, right? And I can't remember if it was my last episode of 2023 or my anniversary episode of this year, where I said that all the training rules were off for this year. Whatever I wanted, I was coming for it. This year was so personal to me because the last couple of years have been tragic, I say the least. Is like I just the last couple of years was just been rough. I struggle with my mental health off and on. I struggle with grief. I struggle with time management, trying to find balance. I struggle with all of these different things. And this year, I didn't care what it was I had to do. That was positive, of course. I was going to do it because I know that it was going to matter in the long run. I created my little bingo card of goals. Some of you guys like to call me resolutions for the year. And I was like, damn, these are some big things, right? I don't know how half of these things are going to happen, right? And on March 1st, the biggest one that I needed, God, so good. Ooh, the biggest one that I needed to happen, that was the first one that happened. And the reason why I say biggest is because it kind of set the tone for how everything else is going to play out for me the rest of this year. Some of the things. And it happened. And I'm like, I want to tell y'all so bad because sometimes I can't hold water when I get excited, but I can't. I can't for other purposes. But I will say this. It's funny how it's so easy for us to have a higher belief in everybody else and pour in everybody else. And when it comes to us, we limit ourselves to what is possible. We limit ourselves to dreaming big, like we can envision things happening, but then when we envision things happening and try to put a concrete plan together, we're like, man, nah, this is Delulu. Like this will never happen to me. Think about this. How many times have you wanted to do something and you get super excited about making it happen? And then in an instant, you are filled with one negative thought. You're not worthy of that. That will never be you. You can never make that amount of money. You don't deserve that. And then you're just like, you know what? you're right. I'm gonna just leave it there. And then somebody comes up, a friend, family, or a stranger online, and they are saying, "Hey, I'm about to do X, Y, and Z," and that's the same thing that you was just thinking about doing. And you're like, you know what? It's better for them. My question to you is, why not you? Why aren't you deserving of the opportunity? Why aren't you worthy of bringing that opportunity to fruition? Why not you? Why don't you belong at the same tables with millionaires and billionaires and public figures and all that stuff? Why? And why is it so easy once again for you to pour into everybody else? Too many times we believe the lies that we tell ourselves. Our mind is like a battlefield, and we are battling these negative thoughts all the time. We're battling the negative thoughts with the positive ones, and they're just going jab for jab. And then, unfortunately, in many people's cases, the negative thoughts are the ones that overpower because we don't power up the positive thoughts enough. Like we don't affirm ourselves enough of positivity because it's so hard to believe. But what we allow ourselves to do is continue to fill our mind with all the reasons why this can't happen and why that won't happen. And in reality, if we sit and take time to dismantle all of these negative thoughts, and yes, you have to really sit and sometimes peel back the layers of the onion. And this is where we get into our shadow work, right? Peel back the layers of the onion, unveil that shadow, and figure out why we even have these thoughts about ourselves. Where did they come from? Because a lot of times they don't start with us. They may start with your family. They may start with like some type of traumatic experience, a friend. They don't start with us. Okay. And if this thought is not my responsibility, okay, I can acknowledge that, but my responsibility is to heal it. And how do I do that? And unfortunately, only you know that. And we've all been in a position where we had to figure it out ourselves. And the shadow work ain't no joke because you are peeling back layers of things that have been buried deep down, right? Y'all heard me talk briefly about my whole shadow work journey. I'm still working through it. But what I've realized now in my life, my mind is not a battlefield. Because if anybody is going to stand in the way of me achieving something or drawing in abundance or just being prosperous throughout the rest of this year, it's going to be me. It's my down. It's going to be me failing myself. I'm not going to be able to blame it on nobody else because it's gonna be me and my thoughts, thinking that I didn't deserve it or I wasn't worthy of whatever opportunity it was that was being presented to me. And I want you to really sit with yourself every time you have that moment and be like, well, if this is true, why is it true? And I guarantee you, you will not find any answers on why you don't deserve something or why you're not worthy of something. Okay. So really make a list. Do that. Get out a pen and piece of paper. I'm giving y'all homework today. We done did a little breathing and meditation. Now I'm giving y'all homework. Take a list. Take a list. Make a list of any negative lies that you continuously feed yourself, whether it's about your physical appearance, whether it's about your the characteristics of who you are, whether it's about how you're going to achieve goals. Make a list of those things and really meditate on them and look at them. And I swear to goodness, you will shock yourself because you will be in disbelief of how silly some of those things may look on that paper. Okay. And then once you get to that point, I need you to counter that with a positive thought, something positive that out trumps whatever that negative thing was that you wrote on that piece of paper. And then I need you to focus only on that positive side and draw your fuel and attention to that positive thing. Because a lot of times, scientifically speaking, right, we attract the energy that we're in. Like attracts like, right? So if you continue to dwell in those negative thoughts and dwell in those negative entities, then you're only going to attract that. So why not dwell in the positive, right? Reminisce and imagine the positive and allow those things to be drawn to you. Now, in some cases, for many of us, we may deal with what's it called? My mind right now, because I'm on one. You may deal with like identity crisis or feeling like, yeah, because you ain't never been there before. It feels uncomfortable because you ain't never did it before. And my advice to you right now is telling you, if it don't feel right because it's new, embrace it and continue to do it. Continue to do it. Look yourself in the mirror and feed yourself some I am affirmations. I've been talking about affirmations since I started my podcast because they are a big part of my personal development and my growth. Whether I'm saying them verbally, like out loud, or whether I'm just like internalizing them in my mind, I am always in act with myself, because at the end of the day, my validation matters and out trumps everyone else's. Because the thing with your thoughts and some of these lies that just ponder our mind is we can choose what is real and what is not. The same way that you can choose who is in your life and who's not, you can choose what thoughts are going to continue to ponder your mind and which ones aren't. So why not take those negative ones and replace it with a positive and continue to let them come in your mind over and over and over again. Okay. So stop feeding yourself the negativity. Stop believing the negative lies that you tell yourself. All right. And again, I know it's easier said than done in many, many cases, but with practice, lots of practice, because sometimes you have to practice these things. You have to practice positive self-talk. But with practice, it becomes repetitive and you would just start to just do it just because. And you're like, oh, this is my new reality, speaking positive things to myself. Just like they say, life and death is in the power of the tongue. I like to think that life and death is in the power of the mind as well, because we can think things into our reality, and that's a whole nother spill, you know? So yes, think that way. The same way I can speak things in existence, I can also think things in existence as well. So why not speak positive things into my life, and why not think positive things in my life? So I had a whole full circle moment about a week ago, like I said. And when I am able to like formally present you guys with what happened and how things came together, you will realize of why this topic means so much to me. And while there's a huge difference in saying you believe something can happen and believe it can actually happen for you, because I believe that a lot of things can happen for a lot of people, right? But then I had to take a step back and be like, well, how much of the things that you want do you believe can happen for you? Man, that was a hard pill to swallow. And I'm like, yeah. Well, what do I have to do to get myself to that belief? I just have to continue to remind myself that I deserve it and I'm worthy of it. I deserve it and I'm worthy of it, because we all are. Okay. So I hope with this message it helps someone. Okay. I hope it helped you realize that a lot of your thoughts are just lies because they're negative things. We don't want to we don't want to resonate with the negative stuff. We want to clean all of that nasty stuff out and continue and start to bring positive thoughts and positive things, positive people, and positive energy into our life. Okay. If you listen back a couple episodes when I had Michelle J. Lamont on the show, and we were talking about manifesting, and she was telling y'all her story about the things she had to overcome. Her main thing was her thinking. Okay. And when she overcame her thinking and stopped believing the lies and was able to transmute those thoughts into positive things, her life has been thriving ever since. And one activity that she mentioned was the 7-day challenge. Matter of fact, I'm gonna post the video. I'm going to go chop up the 7-day challenge and I'm gonna post it. And this is what we all going to do. I've done it. I know some other people that have done it, and don't make it just a 7-day thing, but just make it a daily practice, because practice, you become perfect. Not perfect, but you get it. You get it. You become better at doing things. So yes, I'm gonna post the video on YouTube. So you guys got to be following me on YouTube. Um, and subscribe to the channel, because I'm gonna post it maybe sometime this week. Your girl is a little behind on things, but I'm getting there. But nonetheless, guys, stop believing the lies. Stop believing the lies. You don't believe the lies of that man. You don't believe the lies of that woman. So stop believing your own lies. Okay. Stop putting yourself at the bottom and put yourself at the top. Okay. You are the empire, the emperor. Okay. You are the queen or king of that throne. So you need to think and act accordingly. And if that means to readjust your stinking thinking, then you want to readjust your stinking thinking because your thinking is what's going to get you ahead or it's going to keep you at the bottom. So you choose where you want to be. I'm going to be at the top because I'm not going to believe no more in my lies. I might sit in them for a little bit until I figure out how to transmute it into something positive. But at the end of the day, I know that some of the things I would think about myself were not my fault. But my healing, all of our healing is our responsibility. And that's not to take away from anybody that may have wronged or hurt us, but that is for us to stand in it and take our power back and reclaim ourselves and reclaim our energy and turn it into something great. And I believe and I will continue to speak that for all of you. Okay. So again, I hope that this episode helps someone. Stop believing your lies. Okay. Please by all means share this with someone else that you know it may resonate with. All right. Again, subscribe to me on YouTube, Chronicles of a Virgo Podcast. Wherever you are listening, whether it's Amazon, Spotify, Apple, shout out to Apple, Good Pods, Spreaker, wherever, please make sure that you are following the show so you don't miss the episode. If you're able to leave a review or a star rating on those platforms, please leave me 5 stars because I deserve it. And leave me a good review if you're listening to me on Apple because I deserve it. This is an amazing platform with an amazing host, giving myself my props because I deserve it. And so do you guys as well. So give yourself your own flowers today too and post it. Whatever you do to honor yourself today, post it online. Show the world that you are deserving of greatness because you're great. All right. So again, thank you guys. I know I was rambling a little bit. I think I got all my updates in, but make sure you guys are following me on social media, on TikTok and Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Chronicles of a Virgo Podcast on all of those lovely platforms. And again, happy Women's History Month to all you lovely ladies. The next episodes for the rest of this month will be other ladies that have amazing stories and they've turned their trauma into triumph or their pain into their purpose and they're thriving. So stay tuned. Stay tuned, y'all, for those episodes in the coming weeks. And again, thank you guys so, so much for your unconditional love and support. Words will never be enough to explain how grateful and humble I am to even be presented with the opportunities because of y'all. Just continue to tap in with the show. So again, take care of yourselves, y'all. And remember, take care of each other. Peace out.